Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 70 of the Video Games Ahoy podcast! Woo woo! I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Mr. David Gape, Davy G.
Well, hello there.
I enjoy that. I enjoy that hello there. Is are you vibing on Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I am, absolutely.
Because no, I'm here for it. I'm here because it's a very good. It's either a very good impression or it's just you sound like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I
sound and look like a peak Ewan McGregor to the listeners who aren't seeing the video.
Do you know what? That's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I look like Ewan McGregor in his peak physical fitness.
If I could look like any Star Wars character, I would look like Chewbacca. Just so people would leave me alone. I don't want to talk to people.
That's why you do a podcast.
Exactly. So I can just talk instead of spread my word into the ether. And yeah, it's not a good start, is it? Not telling everyone online I don't want to talk to people. I like talking, and that's why I do this. Can't shut up. Can't shut me up. Dav, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I mean, I'm still pretty hyped. I've already rewatched the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that's a really good show. We are going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct, if you haven't guessed, and we were very hyped. In fact, we don't have to grade it as such after we had our little chat, but I think it'd be it'd be interesting to see how we compare it to like other Directs, because I'll get into that later. We'll leave it till later, but I've got some thoughts. I've got some thoughts. Anyway, let's have a quick chat about the podcast. We are Video Games Ahoy. You can find us everywhere. Just type in our name, Video Games Ahoy. And yeah, YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and others. We're all around. Or you can come watch us live on Twitch every Monday night. That's a thing. And once we've recorded them on Twitch, they go on a Tuesday morning, a lovely Tuesday morning. If you are traveling into your destination by train. Cheeky 45-minute podcast. It's not bad. It's just
not bad.
What more can you ask for? What more can you ask for?
And so cheeky.
Oh, so cheeky.
Cheekiest 45 minutes you'll experience.
So cheeky. But yeah, just want to say thank you to everyone that does listen to us. We really do appreciate it. It's just really nice you all come back and listen to us. And if you don't want to listen to us again, then that's okay. That's fine. Just you've made Dav sad. And just live with that. Live with it. Yeah. Anyway, Dav, should we get into it?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the Nintendo Direct. So I'm going to go through everything by order. We can skip through some things, but I will still mention everything. So I'm going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about it all. It's going to be a juicy direct reflection, a direct-flection, if you will.
Oh.
Just made that up if you had not already guessed. Okay, well, let's start off with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC. So basically this is the first thing shown and it looked cool. I'm not into Monster Hunter myself.
Yeah. But
7 million people are into it on the Switch and many millions more will be onto it when it comes to the PC next year. So yeah,
exactly. It's a really upon Direct-flection.
Direct-flection, yes.
It is a really good thing to kick off the Direct with. You know,
yeah.
It's a game that sold a lot.
Yes.
And Monster Hunter World, which is their sort of flagship game, got at least one huge expansion. And I think people were hoping for the same, and I'm sure people I know there's a streamer called Leoko who loves himself some Monster Hunters, so I know he's very pumped.
Yeah, and
I'm sure many others are.
I mean, the thing is, Monster Hunter Rise had really good reviews, and Switch is one of the best games of the year for a lot of people. So it's it was only a matter of time before they had DLC, like a fully fat, juicy DLC.
Yeah,
but it was like I said, it was one of those things where it wasn't for me, but I could appreciate that for a lot of people it would be. So it was a nice start. Then we had Mario Party Superstars. It basically was just showing a lot of the N64 little areas, sections from all of those games. We'll get into the N64 later, but it was noted that there was no Mario Party in any of the N64 online stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And, I imagine this is probably why, just in case you want to tap into any more of the N64 stuff. So, yeah, but Mario Party Superstars does look really good. It's really frustrating that this could not have just been like a DLC package to Super Mario Party, but...
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit in that way, but
they do have form for releasing loads of Mario Party games on single consoles, so at the same time, it's kind of annoyingly expected.
Yeah, just annually.
Yeah.
Well, is it 2 years or 1 year? 2 years.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
There wasn't that much in Super Mario Party.
No.
But we bought it because we were clamoring for it.
Starved.
Yeah.
Absolutely starved.
Just feel a bit taken advantage of, John.
Yeah. No, do you know what? So do I. It's not cool, Nintendo. Next, we have Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Rose. Now, this did not interest me whatsoever. I don't really have much else to say. That
it did interest me.
It interested that way. Good. Someone got something.
Like, they say it's like only cards, it's only card. It doesn't feel that much like a card game. Like, there is exploration. It's just the aesthetic is cards. You know? Like you're moving like a playing piece.
Yes.
On different bits of cards, but in much the same way as you would move a character in sort of isometric open world from an old Final Fantasy game. You know?
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Speaking about a card game though, because this is did you see the new Marvel game is card based?
Yeah, Midnight Suns.
It's like weird because it is and it isn't. So I want to see more before
I trust. What's their name?
Firaxis.
Firaxis, thank you, good job. I trust Firaxis based on what they've done with XCOM.
And Civilization as well. Just
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm still excited.
Yeah.
I'm less excited.
Yes, me too.
But I'm still excited.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, that's nothing to take away from this game. Voice of Cards looks fine if you're into it, as Dav has already said. But it just wasn't for me. A game that was for me, and I was actually really excited about this, and I probably will buy it now, is Disco Elysium. Again, because it's one of those games where, like, I don't think it's ever going to come to the Switch, sadly, but if Persona 5 came to the Switch, I would buy that day one. The day it came out, I'd buy it, because that's the exact type of game that I like playing on the Switch. Disco Elysium feels like that type of game, a game that I can just sit on the sofa and play. It's not about the graphics, it's about the world, and I like that with those games. That's why I love my Switch. Coming out next year, 2022. Oh no, wait, no. A digital download October 12th, physical next year at some point.
Very good.
Which is fine. I probably will just download it up if I'm going to buy it. There is something I'm going to buy 4 days before, which we'll get onto later. But at some point I think I will get Disco Elysium. I was actually really excited. I thought that was quite cool. Really, really cool announcement. Then we had Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass. I sadly said this at the time, but I'm just kind of done with it. The game, I never finished it.
I own it, and I never started it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I put about 15 hours into it, but then the problem is with those types of games is that it starts getting repetitive, and as much as I love the story, there was a couple of games that came out around that time. I think one of them was Cyberpunk, actually.
Right. And then you went through those, like, Cyberpunk, Valhalla.
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, and I was just like, I need to stop playing all forms of game for about a week. Because I had COVID at the time as well, so I was just sitting there like, crazy. It looks nice. I think the thing that gets criticized a lot is just the frame rate with Hyrule Warriors. ACP, how's it going?
ACP in the house.
So yeah, there was that as well. What else we got? Chocobo GP! Chocobo GP was a thing.
Mate, we need to... Oh my god. We need to get multiplayer Mondays or some kind of multiplayer streams back just for this game.
Yes, we do. I was actually speaking to ACP about some form of streaming. Because it's about time my problem at the moment is I'm just so busy, and every time I get a chance I need to just do homework and stuff. But I'm very intrigued. And Chocobo GP just looks like Mario Kart with Final Fantasy characters. And that's totally up my street.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you see Vivi was there? Steiner?
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice Steiner.
I was watching a Kyle Bossman video. Who's one of my favourite YouTubers.
Yeah. But, I didn't notice. I didn't notice that either. But that was very cool. And I'm just editing it because I managed to get the chat on display. Look, there it is.
Hey.
There we are. Chat and displays. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's on there now. Great. Right, let's move on. So, yeah, Chocobo GP, just really quickly. Oh, the Gold Saucer was there, Final Fantasy VII. And the outro music was from Final Fantasy IX, which, again...
Ooh, nice.
They were leaning into Final Fantasy IX, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, and Vivi, his car was based on the Oglop version of Sid from Final Fantasy IX.
Amazing.
And if they're doing that much like deep dive into like the designs, I'm so there for this game.
Yeah,
and I just love that in the trailer it's like you can play as Chocobo and Gilgamesh. It's like you have Vivi and Steiner right there, and you choose Gilgamesh.
But then it is more fun to say Gilgamesh. Who doesn't want to say Gilgamesh?
I think it was very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Like all the great characters like Gilgamesh.
Okay. But yeah, Chocobo GP looks like a lot of fun. Then we got into a game which sadly got spoiled for me. Although
is this Castlevania?
No, this is Kirby and
yes.
the Forgotten Land. That is coming spring 2022. We'll have a chat actually at the end of this. Because, Dav, 2022 is a pretty ridiculous year for even just Nintendo.
Oh, mate.
Even if Nintendo just say, right, we've announced our 2022, they've gone, well, you've done really well. We've got Mario & Rabbids, new Mario & Rabbids. We've got Breath of the Wild 2, potentially. Yeah. Splatoon 3, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. We've got Pokemon Arceus, Bayonetta 3. That is a pretty good list of games.
This hobby is so expensive.
I kind of want all of them. I actually think I probably will end up getting all of those as well, because I want them all. I want them all! Damn it.
Chickpea just said Vivi is the worst in chat. I'm unstable. We need to move on.
Yeah. Let's just move on. All I will say is Kirby and the Forgotten Land looks great.
It does.
3D Kirby, very excited by that.
Yeah, like 3D World more than Odyssey?
Yes, that's what I thought as well. It looks more 3D, but still bigger in a sense. Like somewhere in between 3D World and Odyssey is what it looked like. It didn't feel like that big world that Odyssey is, but like
Knack.
Yeah. I haven't played it, but I'm going to agree with you because you have good opinions. Smash Bros. Update. We all thought...
October what?
October the 5th. We thought... Ooh. So it's actually next week.
Yeah.
So if one of us is free... Let me check. Let me get my phone out.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday? Is it next Tuesday? Next Tuesday. You are right. You're absolutely right. So we'll get an event next Tuesday. Maybe if one of us is around, we'll stream it. But I don't know what the time is yet. I can't remember if they said. We said beforehand, before the stream started, that we thought there was going to be a character announcement. We did get a character announcement, but we got a character announcement for another day. So, I guess... We
got an announcement for a character announcement.
Yeah, so... Dav, gonna put you on the spot. Are you sticking with who you think is going to be the final character?
Yeah, I still think it's going to be Waluigi, even if I don't want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know if it is going to be Dr. Eggman or Dr. Robotnik, because I think they're in a difficult position because whatever they pick is going to piss off someone. The majority of the people are going to be annoyed because it's not their character. So I think unless it's someone ridiculous. One thing I will say, and just in case we don't get a chance to talk about this when it actually streams, we haven't had a Zelda character in a long time. A long time. And in fact, the last Zelda character we had, I think, was Link. I think the last couple ones have been Link.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe with Breath of the Wild 2 coming out, maybe we could have Calamity Ganon or a form of Ganon or something.
Vivi would be sick from Final Fantasy IX.
I know what would happen to ACP. She would get sick if Vivi was in Smash Brothers. Let's move on. Animal Crossing New Horizons. I think I'll just say the same thing we said the other day. This feels a bit too late. It feels like they're going to do a heck of a lot because there's a big direct coming in October focusing entirely on Animal Crossing. But there's just a part of me that feels like it's too late.
I wonder how many players they still have playing it, you know?
They must still have loads, but it just feels like one of those things where... And we'll come on to that. You know what, I'm going to talk about the next game as well, and we can include it in the same package.
Sure.
Mario Golf Sugar Rush, that's not the game. Sugar Rush is the game from...
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah. Great film, by the way. I absolutely love that film. Super Rush, Mario Golf. In the same kind of way... it just, for a lot of people, it felt kind of not unfinished in a sense that it was broken, just sort of like they omitted things that potentially could have been there. That's what it felt like.
Well, I get that, but I think the main issue with when Super Rush came out is that the adventure mode is absolute trash. And as far as what they've added, it's all great what they've added, but it doesn't change what was trash about it when it came out.
Yeah.
The stuff that's still good is still good.
Yep.
I do wish, though, because they do the monthly skins.
Yeah.
And the first month, they came out with 3 Yoshi colours that you'd unlock if you got to an A-, which they actually have quite a good ranked mode system. Like, you could just grind and be awful and come 4th every time and still end up eventually getting to that. But then the second month, which is now, it's just 1 skin, and it's Boo with a golfing visor on, which, like, is cute, but I don't want to put in the same amount of effort as I do for to have 4 different Yoshis playable. Yeah,
there's a big difference between Boo and Yoshi. Yoshi's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long they support that game. I hope it's for a while.
Cool. I will probably pick up that game when it gets a price drop or it's on the cheap in some form.
Yeah,
and probably when it's had way after it's had this and maybe a couple of things added in. But I do want to play it, and I imagine when I do get to play it, I did the same thing with tennis. When I bought it when it had everything, whereas everyone else who played it at first was like, oh, there's loads of stuff missing. Anyway, let's move on. Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition.
Absolutely.
Not really much more I can say about that. It's Disney Magical World 2. Me
look really weird being popped into different Disney worlds.
Yep, that's pretty much it. If you like Disney, you might like this. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This got me good. I do find it kind of funny how they've gone to PlayStation 5. Yes, we'll give you a new game, and Switch, we'll give you the 15-year-old game.
Yeah, the game from the original Xbox, and it looks no different.
That's on Android. Saying that, however, I probably will buy it, because I think it's like a tenner. And just to have it on my Switch.
Just a tenner,
it's
hey.
£10. 10
I mean, I've already got it on Xbox, but it's
not
bad.
It's one of those games
that's all right.
Tenner on your to have on the Switch. I'm just thinking bus journeys in the future.
Yeah,
that's the type of game that I will just happily chuck in loads of hours. Coming November the 11th, which is not far away from my birthday, and that's a lovely little present that I can give to myself. Dying Light 2 Stay Human and Dying Light Platinum Edition. They are coming out. Do you have anything to say about that, Dav? Yep,
nope.
I think that's about it. Now, this is a game that I want to talk about because it has excited my wife. Triangle Strategy.
Yes.
The game formerly known as Project Triangle Strategy. Rosie actually, she didn't play the demo because she didn't want to spoil anything, but then she saw the new trailer and she was like, I want to give it a go. And she was like, and she's literally not stopped talking about Triangle Strategy ever since. So that's a game she's getting next year, and I love that. She's got one game from it, and she's this is the best ever. I'm so excited for this.
Me too, man. Like, I just love tactic-based RPGs.
Yep.
One of my favorite. Sorry, my mustache is getting in my mouth.
No, it's glorious.
One of my favorite gaming franchises of all time is a series called the Banner Saga, and
I remember you telling me about that.
Oh, mate, you need to get on it. You need to show.
I bought it,
well.
Rosie. We've got it. It was just that she's still playing Fire Emblem. she's got 6 Fire Emblem games on to play. She's on the 3rd one now. So she's just finishing off the middle one of the 3DS games.
Right.
We couldn't remember the names too last week. I think it was
Birthright Conquest.
That's one. Yeah, that one. She's just finishing it now.
Fates.
That's the one. Yeah, that whole collection. Yeah.
Mate, Banner Saga's gonna make her cry. Just be warned. But yeah, man, tactics RPGs, I'm there for them. There are not enough of them.
I agree.
And different in a way to these sort of your Fire Emblems and your Advance Wars, but to have a small party and it just feels so good, and I want it now.
What I find really interesting and hilarious is that Rosie already knows more about the game than me.
Amazing.
And I do a video game podcast.
Yeah.
And I want to. It's not like a game that I don't want to buy as well. This is the game that I want. And she was like, "Oh yes, the decisions you make can impact whether people stay with you." I was just like, "What? How?" Okay, brilliant. So I am very excited for this game, and so is Rosie as well. So day one purchase. Speaking of day one purchase, Metroid Dread.
Yeah, baby.
In fact, previews have just dropped today, so a lot of people who've... And I've not read a single bad thing about it so far. So
I'm going to be streaming it.
Nice. That's going to be wicked. I think that would be a game that I'd hate to stream because I'd just be terrified of getting lost. Because I know I'm going to get lost. So like I'll have my little paddy and I'll have a little cry and I'll get back into it. So it's fine. But Metroid, it looks... I'm going to say something controversial. I'm not controversial with the game, and I guess it might not even be controversial. It could be the way it looks and the way it's getting hyped up. It could be up for Game of the Year. The way that like people are talking about it, we've not got a massive amount of like a big list for Game of the Year right now. There's Psychonauts 2 is up there, Ratchet and Clank,
Monster Hunter Rise,
maybe Halo as well. But
Returnal,
but it could easily push itself up there, and I just wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Especially, we've got like Hades being nominated for so many things. I don't see why something like that couldn't be nominated anymore. Then we're going to the juiciest part of the Direct, especially for Dav Weeks. He nibbled on this. The Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion.
Yes.
A whole... it was the Sega Genesis that just blew my mind. I think we all knew... when we saw like, hey, N64, and then Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive, as we would have called it, popped up, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. What were your thoughts on it, Dav?
I absolutely agree. I'm really pumped for it. I'm hesitant. I want to know how much the expansion pack costs, because price will be a deciding factor for me. Because I don't care too much. In so much that like there aren't that many games coming out immediately for either system, so I'm happy to wait until Majora's Mask is available.
Yes,
and then pay for it.
That's a good shout.
But yeah, also not interested in the admittedly very nice looking controllers.
I would.
They look very nice, but I'm not spending 50 quid on a controller that I can only use in certain situations. Yeah,
and the thing is as well is that like the 64 control, like for me, I see the 64 controller, I hold it, and I get like instant pangs of nostalgia. But I don't think you grew up on the N64, did you?
Not really. I had it at some point.
But but it doesn't. I imagine it doesn't really have that nostalgia that like me and Dav Weeks have. So like we'd see me like, oh my god, I want it. With yours like, it's a shit controller. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that.
It's an awful controller, and I only really used it to play Red and Blue on the big screen.
There we go. Oh, with Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'll just run through a couple of games that we are going to get at the start. That's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, Dr. Mario. That's on the N64. And with the Sega Genesis, we get stuff like Echo the Dolphin and Street Fighter. We had Streets of Rage as well. Did we get Streets of Rage?
Oh.
I don't think Street Fighter was on there, actually. I think this is wrong. I think someone's written this wrong. It was definitely Streets of Rage. And then, as Dav said, later on, we will be getting stuff like the Kirby game on the N64, which is Crystal Shards, I believe. Majora's Mask,
Paper Mario,
F-Zero X, Paper Mario, the original Pokemon Snap, and Banjo-Kazooie, which I'm just really happy about that.
Yeah, and it promises good things for like getting Perfect Dark.
Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing and
Diddy Kong Racing.
Yeah. Like Blast Corps, and any game that I imagine that the N64 used, I imagine Nintendo they've got a really good relationship with Microsoft. I imagine they've just gone, look, how much would it cost? We've got Banjo and Smash. Like, is there something we can do? Whatever. Like, and I'm more hopeful. I don't expect to see GoldenEye, but Perfect Dark would be perfect. Anyway, perfect. Dark. Anyway, Shadowrun Trilogy was another thing that appeared. Dav Weeks liked the look of it, I think. He was very excited about it.
I've never played them.
I've never played them either. I've heard good things, but I've never played them myself, so I have nothing to add. I guess I'll have to read more into that. The Castlevania Advanced Collection, people were very
nice.
Very, very hyped about this.
And what I didn't realise is Castlevania X is actually Castlevania Rondo of Blood. on the Game Boy Advance, which is what a lot of people say is well, if people's favorite isn't Symphony of the Night, it's often Rondo of Blood.
There we go.
So there are 3 games in that collection that I know are very beloved.
Yeah, we got.
So that's exciting.
So Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, and Dracula X.
Yeah, Dracula X.
And I have never played a Castlevania game. I had the old collection that I bought for like £5 on sale
Me too. I've not touched it.
Not touched it, but this interests me a little bit more because it looks a bit cleaner. It's a bit more modern, so maybe I'll jump into that. People are raving about it online though, so great. Another game that's been brought back from the dead, ActRaiser Renaissance.
Dude, this game looks good.
It looks nice.
£25 though.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And the graphics don't look that good.
It doesn't look that good, but
they kind of look worse.
Like maybe I'll wait for it to drop down in price, or maybe I'll just never play it, which is far more likely. Deltarune Chapter 2. I guess we're gonna get more information on that soon, but it's great that it's coming. Just great that it's coming. Then we got the news of the Super Mario movie, which. Honestly, the internet exploded after this.
Have you? So Chris Pratt was playing Mario. Have you seen that video that he did? It must have been very recently, the last few days, on Instagram or something, talking about like his first time playing Mario was when he stole a quarter out of a wishing well to like play the Mario in the laundrette around the corner, and then he's like, "Wait, I've just realised I like stole someone else's wish to get my wish to play Mario, both on the arcade and in the film. Oh, karma's gonna come and get me. Anyway, it's a Mario. That's not the voice. You'll hear the voice another time."
Oh,
it's like,
God.
Chris Pratt, what are you doing, mate?
So lots of people were very... Because there's a lot of people who are upset with Chris Pratt as a person, and then there's a lot of people who just feel completely... I guess he's in a lot of things now. So either he's upset and annoyed, and probably quite rightfully as well, that he's annoyed and upset quite a lot of people by the things that he's part of. I don't really want to get too far into that, but also I think a lot of people are just like, oh, he's in another thing. And also, I don't know. I'm going to hold back on my thoughts about the film in general because we don't know what it's going to be like. We don't know if it's going to be like a Jumanji type thing where they get sucked into the world. We don't know if that's what's going to happen.
I think it'll be only animation because of the studio that's doing Illumination. But excited for Jack Black, Chickpea says, who's playing Bowser, not so sure about Pratt. Yeah. Don't hold back.
Don't hold back.
Chris Pratt is a bit of a Pratt.
Yeah, I'm just going to run through the cast. And to be fair, it's just Chris Pratt that I'm just a bit like, meh.
After you name everyone, thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs adjacent.
Okay, so Anya Taylor-Joy is Peach.
Thumbs up.
I think that's pretty good casting. She's great. Charlie Day as Luigi is thumbs in the sky.
Thumbs to the sky.
I'm so happy because I love Charlie Day. Jack Black as Bowser, I'm actually fine with that.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Do you know what? I actually would have weirdly accepted him as Mario. But I'm also fine with him as Bowser. Keegan-Michael Key, I love. So I just don't know what they're going to do with Toad. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I'm kind of in the middle because I just don't know what to expect.
I'm thumbs down. I don't want Donkey Kong to be talking about smoking a split.
Yeah.
And I know he won't be, but every time I hear Seth Rogen's voice, I'll just smile.
Hey guys, I'm so high right now. It's like well, he's got the laugh, exactly.
Yeah, he's got the laugh. I hope that's all he does in the film.
Yeah,
just do the Donkey Kong laugh, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he does. Then we had, I can't remember, I don't have the rest of the character list. We had
Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong.
Fred Armisen is Cranky Kong. Yeah, that's genius. I love Fred Armisen. I love Cranky Kong. So I'm absolutely, completely fine with that.
And then the guy playing Kamek was the only one in the list who's actually a voice actor.
Kevin Michael Richardson? I think his name is
something like that. Yeah,
I think that's his name. He's a brilliant voice actor. Check any TV show that you like that has voice acting. He's probably in it. He does a lot of stuff, and he's brilliant. And Charles Martinet will be in the game. We just don't know what as yet, which is why I'm kind of like, maybe he voices Mario at the start and then they get sucked into the world. So you hear Charles Martinet at the start and then they all become the characters. Maybe who knows? Let's move on. Splatoon 3.
Yeah.
There's a joke here that I'm going to read out. I didn't write this, but I wish I did. The next game in this incredible series, Splatoon 3.
God's sake.
Yeah, I didn't write it, but I'm totally fine with that.
You know what? That trailer felt so lackluster.
It was also really long.
It was really long. The pace was bizarre. And I just didn't enjoy my time watching that.
Yeah, it was like, I don't think we needed the guys in the lab coats to come out at the end as well as the trailer. It is their thing, but I just don't think we needed it. Like when they came out and then when we were talking, I was totally drifting away. I was like, I'm gone. And I like Splatoon as well, so it's not even. Yeah, not even. Yeah, like you, man. I'm the same. I'm just like I probably will buy it, but I just needed a bit less of it, that's all. Yeah. Didn't do anything for me. And finally, Bayonetta 3. Or Astral Chain, as we, especially me, believed as soon as that puppy turned up.
Yeah.
I love Platinum. I love how much Platinum loves to just fool everyone, make everyone look foolish. I just love it. It's great. It's great. And I'm totally down for Bayonetta 3. I'm absolutely hyped. It looks so funny. There are two things I want to say to you, though.
Go on.
Firstly, she's got a new look, which I'm completely fine with.
Yeah.
Also, there's been a lot of people speculating that they're reusing assets and stuff from Scalebound.
Yeah, or like game mechanics.
Yeah. So like, there's word that it could be more open world than not open world in the sense it's gonna be like GTA and that, like just a bit more open,
larger spaces.
Yeah, a bit more open than 1 and 2, which were very much for like corridors and stuff. So. Yeah, I'm really excited though. I enjoyed Bayonetta 1 and 2. I didn't love it as much as I thought it would, but I'm really excited for Bayonetta 3. So that is the end of the Direct. Do you want to just have a very quick chat about the Direct in general, and then we'll move on to some other stuff?
Yeah, they crammed so much in there.
Yeah, they did.
And it was a 40-minute one as well, which is like a good chunk of time. And they must have talked about like 50 games.
Yeah, it was weird because like, I would say I've had Directs where there have been more games that I've gone, I want to buy that. There's been Directs where I've probably come out of it going, I'm going to buy most of these games. But I'm not sure there's many Directs that have been as fun for me. Yeah. Just silly and exciting and quite shocking. And they managed to get loads of surprises that people weren't spoiling, which I was really happy with. I mean, I think the pacing was a bit weird towards the end. Like when the Mario
movie, bit just really crashed it.
From the Mario movie all the way to the end, and I'm not saying Bayonetta 3 so much, but like it just
the pace of the whole
that last 10 minutes up until Bayonetta 3 was a bit weird, especially because we were just flying through stuff at the start. But yeah, like I said, it was. I thought it was a really good Direct. I've seen better, but I'm not sure I've seen more fun. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's a solid like B+ kind of Direct for me, you know.
Yeah.
Could have done with a couple more big things, but Kirby 3D is cool. Bayonetta 3 looks awesome.
It does
but like great. Bayonetta 3 would have been so much better if we hadn't been told about it 5 years ago.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Yeah, oh god, that would have been huge. Especially because it did just look like I just thought it was Astral Chain. Yeah, I was convinced it was Astral Chain. So yeah, I was happy. I was really happy. All right, let's move on. We got a few more stories, and we'll just talk about some games we've been playing. Perfect Dark, the initiative, the team working on Perfect Dark, they're partnering with Crystal Dynamics, the team behind Tomb Raider and The Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel because I didn't realize this is the initiative's first game. I'm not saying they're going to be bad because they've got talent filled from other developers, incredible developers. So not so much about that. Hey, Kimiko, how are you doing? We're just talking about Perfect Dark. What are your thoughts on that, Dav? How do you feel that? Do you feel like it's going to be a big problem, or do you think it's going to be a good addition?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think Crystal Dynamics have not really been hitting it out of the park as of late. Avengers got a very lukewarm reception.
It did.
I think that game got saved by the IP that it was using.
Yes.
And then the Tomb Raider games got like a kind of a good, also a bit of a lukewarm reception.
They kind of slid though, didn't they?
Yeah.
I've never played them, and that's just what I imagine Dav Weeks has said previously. I think that's what used that as well.
Yeah, it's just an odd dev studio. I guess maybe if they're just I mean the story is obviously probably already done.
Yeah.
The core mechanics probably done. They're just having them as extra boots on the ground.
That's what I figured.
Just tighten up the mechanics.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Crystal Dynamics games have good mechanics.
Yeah.
They have, like, when you use a bow and arrow in a Tomb Raider game, it feels good.
Yeah.
Ow, bit my mouth. Feels good.
That doesn't feel so good.
So yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm not too upset about the idea of it. And I guess if they have to pulling in another basically AAA studio, it means that they're being very ambitious with this game.
Yeah, and that makes me really excited because I love Perfect Dark. It does interest me though because Crystal Dynamics have mainly worked on third-person games, and Perfect Dark is going to be first-person, I think. I'm assuming. So
no, maybe not.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, that would be an interesting take if it becomes more of a duck and cover kind of spy game rather than a first-person shooter. That would be an interesting take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got no issues with it. I was just a bit shocked that they didn't do a partner up with the Microsoft studio. That's all.
Interesting to announce it, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's something like a lot of studios call for outside help and contractors and stuff.
Sure.
But it's not necessarily like packaged as an announcement.
Yeah. Because Phil got on board as well. He was on Twitter announcing it, and I was just like, okay, great. All right, I'm just gonna run through these last two stories. We don't really need to say much about the next one. It's just something that is gonna rumble on for a long time. And that's Apple has banned Fortnite from its app store until their legal battle with the game's maker Epic has concluded, which could take up to 5 years.
Yeah.
So don't expect to see Fortnite on Apple for a very long time unless something dramatic happens. And then finally, Back for Blood is going to be on you can download it. You can pre-download it to play on October 12th. I'm actually really excited for that. One of my friends...
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so I'm really excited. That would be a fun game for all four of us to play. That'd be really fun.
Dav has Game
Pass.
Dav
has Game
now,
Pass. He does have Game Pass.
Has access to Game Pass.
We all have access to Game Pass. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. We can do some crazy things, baby.
Baby.
All right, Dav. Should we just move on to talk about games we've been playing?
Just a heads up, there is an event, an Xbox Tokyo Game Show event this week at 10 a.m.
Yeah, on Friday, right?
On Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday, and there's a few other events and stuff. So I'm not sure if anything is going to be like watchable live or like streamable, but like there'll be hopefully some interesting news coming out, and maybe we might hear news about an Xbox
an acquisition. Yeah, that would be really interesting.
So nothing to say now, but keep your ears out.
Dav, do you mind if I go first on the games we've been playing?
Absolutely.
Mainly because I think you're going to get something from this as well. Because I don't know if you've tried it yet, but I managed to play FIFA. FIFA 22.
I've not played it yet.
So I'm going to give just a couple of thoughts on the game itself, because there's just a few things. Because I'm someone that plays Pro Evo, and the thing I've realized again, and every time I try FIFA, I realize they are very fundamentally different games. Like Pro Evo is more of a pass and move game. FIFA's more of a dribbling game, and that's fine. Like both types of games are absolutely fine. And I actually had a lot of fun playing it. The thing I was going to talk about more is that I've only managed to play half an hour of it over the last 4 days because for some reason EA just wouldn't let me log into my account. And every time I try to log in, it would take time off my because you have 10 hours to play it on Game Pass if you have with EA. You have 10 hours to play it. I'm already on 6, and I've played one match because I kept trying to log in, and it just wouldn't let me log in. It was telling me to reset my password. I don't know where it was sending my reset password to, but man, it took ages.
It took me years to sort things out with EA Sports.
Yeah.
Years.
It's really bad. Yeah. Because you can't manually log in. If you log in, it's
then tied to your account, and you can't access it unless you know your password.
Yeah.
And then if you say forget my password, mine, because I had it so long, was attached to an email address that I no longer have access to.
Exactly, same here.
And there's nothing you can do.
Yep.
Eventually, I found one person on the entirety of EA who actually was able to be like, right, I've got this.
Yeah.
And actually sorted it out for me in like 10 minutes.
That's literally what happened earlier. So it
took me 3 years.
I'd emailed a couple of times, and in the end I was just like, right, I just need to speak to someone. And
Live chat.
I spoke to someone earlier, and they just deleted my old account which was attached. They were like, right, try it again, and I was just like, oh my god! Funny enough, I swore. I was like, oh my god, you bloody legend! And then they didn't respond. I was like, oh no, maybe they were like, they don't like swearing, and I shouldn't have said that. But I was just so excited. But yeah, I gave it a go. I still prefer Pro Evo, but I can appreciate what FIFA is good at, and it plays really well. It looks great. There's not really much else to say other than I think the presentation is just so crisp and so clean. It's that EA thing, that EA. I'm not saying polish, because there's some things they do horrifically well, especially when it comes to polish as well. But it does look the part. And if people enjoy that type of thing, I know it's had reviews come out today, and they're kind of like 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think because I don't watch football, I'm going to be very happy waiting for it to come on to EA Access / Game Pass, which will be around
December, January,
a bit later than that, I think. But yeah, January, February, I think. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to playing it then. Yeah. I don't need to buy it.
No, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it at all. But it was nice to play, and I've still got 5 hours left, so I might use up my time. But yeah, that's all I was going to say. Dav, do you have anything that you've been playing?
I do.
Go for it.
Yeah. I 99.9%ed Kena Breach of Spirits.
Oh yeah, how was that?
So I'm going to start off with the negatives.
Okay.
It's a little. They could do with a little bit more polish.
Right.
Every now and then you're like running forwards, and the character will just stop for about 0.1 second and then carry on again. Like it was clipping on something.
Right.
And it happened quite a lot in the game. It never was an issue with anything that I was trying to do in the game. But yeah, it was just like a minor peevance. It's like when you notice that someone's lip sync is off on a TV show.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit like that.
It's like it just takes you out for the second, but then those seconds add up. It's like, God, what's going on here?
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. And I was trying to 100% it, and there was one flower shrine that I had to complete. And with the flower shrines, you find this forest tier, and you take it and you move it over, and you cleanse the shrine.
Yeah.
And then I had one left, and the forest tier hadn't loaded in.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the way the game's designed, like, each tier is designed to be in a certain position for specific shrines. So there was no other way I could get that done. But I 100%ed everything else. I found all of the rot, which are the little black guys. I found all the hats that they could wear, which, Jonny, my gosh, is so cute. Every time you find a rot, like, there's like 5 or 10 like unique ones, but all the rest of them, they just go, huh? Ah! And it's just so cute, like wide eyes and this like big stupid grin. And every time I made a noise like ah or like oh, just every time. It was
I'm really enjoying that though. Just every time it's a different noise. It's all oh, it's just different.
Yeah, oh my gosh, they're so cute, and they don't stop being cute either. And
does it have Zelda vibes overall?
For sure. You know, I would say it's more like
because that's what I've seen. I've just read a lot of people saying it's kind of like Zelda in the sense that like you're the protagonist with a sword. Like,
I think that's a massive cop out.
Yeah,
very lazy journalism. To say it's like Zelda. If I was to try and compare it, I'd say it was like Tomb Raider reboots plus God of War.
Okay.
Yeah, but then like aesthetically, nothing like either. Of those.
Yeah.
The cutscenes are 100% the most beautiful cutscenes I've ever watched in a video game.
That doesn't surprise me because they were originally they made films.
They're ex-Pixar animators. This is their first game, and they've been animators for years and years and years and years, and they finally decided to make a game. So, because it's the debut game of a studio, I'm willing to allow those little hiccups as well, because it's fundamentally a great game.
Yeah,
I can't recommend this game enough. It's definitely in my top 3 games of the year.
Oh, nice! That's awesome.
So far, yeah, it's an incredible experience. I'm so pleased that I played it and experienced it. And I will probably... It's one of those games, when you finish it, you're like, yeah, I could actually probably do that again on the harder difficulty and enjoy myself, you know? The combat is tight.
Is it good?
Really good, yeah, really good. The way you use the rot, and like when you learn new abilities and you're finding ways to sort of fit them into like your fight style. Because you know, in some games it's like, right, well, I know that this one combo works and I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Whereas there's so many different enemy types that you're like, right, well, for this person, I might be in a room with 6 different types of enemies.
Yeah.
And I know that the 2 flying ones each die with a single fully charged arrow shot. So I'll do those 2, get them out of the way before they shoot projectiles at me. And there's a little guy with a shield, and I can click in the right stick to like slow down time to get in the little U shape at the top of the shield to get a headshot. Get them out of the way. And then there's a lot of enemies that have like gold crystals on them, and if you shoot the crystal, it explodes and does damage to them. But it does it's a bit Dark Souls-y in a way.
Okay.
That when you first come across like a tougher enemy, it might be like a boss fight, and you're like, oh my god, this is tough. And then you finally crack it, and you finally beat it. And then a couple hours later, you'll be in like a normal area fighting normal enemies, and just like 1 or 2 of them will be there.
Yeah.
But because you've improved as a player, you find it you're much more capable of dispatching these enemies now, because you've improved. Not just your abilities that you've got are better, but you as a player have improved, which is really nice. And the boss battles were like challenging.
How long is the game? Is it about 15, 20 hours, did you say?
It's 15 hours if you want 100% it.
Okay.
12 hours if you don't.
Okay. Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, really good game.
I mean, the thing is, it was like, what, 30 quid? Was it 30 quid?
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's 30 quid.
I mean, it does sound like, even with the small issues, that's stuff that can be patched out, like...
Yeah, and they've already patched some stuff out, which is really good. They're on it. They released 2 patches in the first week.
Oh, amazing! That's do you know what? That's really nice to hear as well. It's just nice to hear that, like, because that's not a AAA studio. It is being, I guess, supported by Sony, but like, it's getting you know what I mean? It's getting support, but it's not a AAA studio. So like the fact that they made something as beautiful as you say it is. And they're new. This is their first go. Then I love that. I'm here for it, and I just wish them all the best in their next game. If this becomes a series, that'd be really cool. You know,
I was playing it and I was like, yeah, I could do with another one of these.
Ah, great.
I could do with because like I'm not going to spoil how it ends.
Yeah, sure.
But I will say that it's not like a cliffhanger.
Okay.
There is a nice resolution to it. Where you're like, I can understand how they'd make another one of these. But like, I can also like, I feel fulfilled.
Yes.
Having enjoyed this experience, like you sort of join in like the end of Kana's journey. Like she's just arriving at like where she needs to be for the thing she wants to do.
Yeah.
You know, which is actually a really nice idea for a game.
Yeah.
Like, she's already gone through everything else to get to where she is.
Sure.
Now she's here. Let's get down to business.
That's wicked, man. I'm genuinely really happy. I think, again, that's a game that I have been looking at. I might wait until it's on sale, just because there's so many other things I've got to get to this year. But that's definitely one to keep an eye on. Dav, I think that's it. I think we're done. We've got a full fat 50 minutes out of us today, which is pretty good.
Throw a question. Throw one question.
Oh, throw a question. Okay. I did write a question earlier. Oh, okay. Can I... Oh, let me find a good one. I'm trying. The thing is, I actually was really, really happy with the quiz today because I wrote a load of great questions. Okay.
We'll have to have them next week.
I'm just trying to give you... I'm going to give you one.
Go on.
Gaming slogan. Which of these slogans belong to the Sega Dreamcast, okay?
Ooh.
Challenge the world. Power your dreams. Up to 6 billion players.
Oh. Interesting. Power Your Dreams, I think, is Xbox Series X. Are they all... Do they all belong to something?
No.
I'm going to say up to 6 billion players.
It is up to 6 billion players, yeah. Challenge the world...
Because what? Everyone's going to have a Dreamcast.
Yeah, well, I think it was the whole thing that it was the first online... Yeah, it was the first online one. I think they were like, okay, let's push it. Yeah, well done. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Did you know Power Your Dreams is the Xbox One?
It's not. I don't think it's Power Your Dreams. I think it's Power Your... or maybe it is Power Your Dreams. Because I thought I made it up. if I've accidentally named the Xbox One, then that's quite funny. But...
Power Your Dreams, Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S.
Is it really?
Yeah,
that's hilarious. That's actually... I must have seen it. It was in the back
of the box, I think.
That's probably what it is. I probably saw it, and there's no way I could have got that. Wow. All right, let's call it there, Dav. You are going to be streaming any minute now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I'll go live.
Right, so if
imminently.
If you are watching the stream, where just hang around, Dav's going to be doing some streaming. But if you are listening to us after we've streamed this, then thank you so much. It's been a lovely podcast today, Dav. We did what is it? Direct-flection. Reflecting on the direct. It was a lot of fun. It was a good direct. But yeah, go back and listen to all our podcasts. There's lots of them. We've been adding some streams. Hopefully we'll do some more streaming. I'm a busy boy. But if you can't find us streaming, then follow Davy G. He does a lot of streaming. That's it. I think we'll leave it there. Again, thank you to everyone that's listening to us. Thank you, Dav, and we'll stick around. But to everyone that is listening after the fact, we'll say goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Tatty, bye.